Hey y'all, well, look at there, would you? Old corn's starting to tassel up, isn't it? I think it grew 2 foot since that rain started. Well, we're happy on the place today. Of course, try to be happy every day, really. But a little more of a smile, I guess, this morning, waking up to a good, slow, soaking rain on the place. Probably got almost an inch here. And for first time probably in 2 or 3 months, I can kick the dirt and not get a dust cloud about an inch deep. So we're counting our blessings this evening. I'd have been hard pressed this time last year to, or you'd have been hard pressed, I guess would be the right way to say it. Last year, if I had, if you'd walked up to me and said, "Man, we sure need some rain," because we was in the thick of it down in southeast Texas and had plenty of it. But funny how a year makes a big difference, doesn't it? So those that didn't need it got it anyway, and those that needed it got it as well. So we'll take it. Might get a little bit more before all this is over with. But I guess that's all I needed, right? To get some tropical moisture. I planted those sago palm trees midweek, and I guess they called in the tropical moisture. We sure got it. But nothing like getting some good rainwater on the garden. You can sprinkle it and water it, and it'll survive. But it sure likes that sky nectar, as I like to call it. So it's doing good. How are y'all this evening? Hope all is well. Didn't get to do quite what I wanted to do today, but that's all right too. I was able to go help out a few folks and get some other things done. So these chores will wait, and we'll get to them at some point this week. Hope y'all had a good Labor Day weekend and maybe celebrated with a hamburger or two today, or a picnic, as we kind of mark the unofficial end of summer. Of course, as I said the other day, us Texans know we still got a lot of summer left in us around here. Might get a little more break in these high pressures and get a little bit more moisture along the way. Chickens are doing great, still laying. We got about 2 or 3 laying out of the broiler bunch. And the biddies, they're happy as all get out in their chicken condo. We just got all of them fed, so I'm not going to go in there and disturb them. They're starting to roost down for the night. They didn't know what that stuff was falling out of the sky. Big L had to calm Chicken Little down in there, I believe. He'd got a little protege, if y'all missed it the other night. He got 2 roosters out of the bunch. So I think the pecking order is in place due to size pretty easily. But not a whole lot to report on the old place tonight, but good news in the rain. I got tickled on this where I pulled up the peas here a week or 2 ago and getting it ready for some mustard greens and collard greens. Well, I'm not going to do collards. I'm going to do turnips and mustards. Those are my favorites. And some fall crops out here. And lo and behold, if we didn't have a few dried out peas hit the ground and come up on their own, look at that. Isn't that something? Out in that other garden, I couldn't make some of them germinate. And these just fell out the pod and decided to come on up. So I guess we'll plant mustard greens in between the pea bushes. Maybe. I don't know. But got a few watermelons still making there. Looking a little weird. I don't think they got the right water flow. I've learned a little bit on that. So it wasn't in my blood to know how to do it, I guess. You'd think it would be as many watermelons as been raised by this family, but we'll figure it out as we go along. But we cut into one the other day, first one, and man, it was sweet as sugar. So that's good stuff, isn't it? Let me do a little roll call before we get out of here. We got a few more errands to do this evening. Get a bite to eat and get ready for tomorrow and the regular work week. Who all we got on here tonight? Y'all sound off where you're at. It's always good to see you join us. And let's see, we got Patrice, good buddy. My sister's on. Hey Patrice, how are you? Let's see. My good friend Don Foreman is watching up a little north of us here over the Texan line, but she wouldn't want me to say it, but she was one of the folks that played an instrumental part in funneling some much needed funds to the folks at Harvey in the way of gas assets through me. We took a lot of gas down there for those rescuers, and she was one of those that helped out. Good folks. And her son, Mr. Ben, I got to meet them a few years ago on a service project. Love those folks so much. So good to see you on here, Don. Hey Brenda, how are you from Arkansas? My My favorite, let me see. I can't. Oh yeah, my favorite cousin that works for the state of Florida. See, there we go. That works. Jason's on. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. There's Donna and Charlotte. Wet and wild man. Hey, I got a new adjective tonight. Donna. Hey Sarah, how are you? Let's see who else we got on here. Kurt. Trees, lots of good music. Yeah, y'all are getting out and about, I'm sure. There's Allison and Connie Reed. Hey, you called us live tonight. Good stuff. Y'all are in Caldwell, that's right. There's my good friend down in Cotulla, Texas. Brenda is on. They're going to get a big treat on the 15th with Tony Ramey's heading south down to Cotulla, Texas. Good friend of mine, and he's going to team up with a buddy of his, Shane Greenville, and entertain some bird hunters. Sound like firecrackers around the plains of Texas today as dove season open this weekend. So I'm sure there's a few dove breasts with some jalapeno wrapped around them this evening on some places. That's a good eating. I don't care what you say. But, said you got some rain in Cotulla. All right, good stuff. We did too. I know y'all did. Y'all are south of us, all that moisture. Sandra's on. Hey, how are you, Mr. Phil? Good stuff. All right. Oh, there's, hey, Tanaya, how are you? Sweetheart up in Carolinas. Her son's having a birthday today. Happy birthday, Anthony. I hope y'all had a good day. But anyway, we're going to go get us a bite to eat. Call Labor Day 2018 in the books. And I did labor today. I'll say that. It wasn't a rest day, but it was good to help out and get a little work in. But, other than those cards, I noticed it's almost like y'all know how it is. Of course, I don't get to see it that much living in Texas, but those of you that have had a snowstorm or two right after the snowfall, how quiet it is. It's just peaceful. It's like that sound blanket. It just takes all the sound. That's how it's been the last hour or two here on the place, with the wet ground kind of absorbing all the sound, and just peaceful and serene. And all these old roots on these grasses and weeds, they are happy tonight. They got them a good drink, so we'll let them rest with that and see if that corn will grow another 3 foot overnight. You reckon? It ain't gonna do it, but it is looking good. Let's see. Yep, I do too. Sure do, Tanaya. Won't be long. Shelly, how are you? From Kentucky. There's Mr. Greg on. Want to be fishing. I guess that'd be a good place to be tonight, wouldn't it? Well, hey, y'all have a good evening. We'll cut it off, and we'll hit the work week tomorrow and see if we make somebody smile. How about that? I think we can do it if we try. Y'all be the light. Have a good evening, and we'll holler at you tomorrow. Good night.